All right, good morning once again. Okay, my name is Oluwagbemiga and it's another beautiful training session here at Adbond Harvest and Homes. Here at Adbond Harvest, training is one of the most important things that we always use to set our week on fire. And for this week, we're also saying good morning to all our team at the other part of the world, right here in Lagos, Nigeria. And then we're saying good morning to all the people that are also connecting with us right here from Zoom. So this morning we're going to be talking about the training that says creativity in sales and marketing. Creativity in sales and marketing. And before I go into the training for the day, I would like to start with a story as usual. When I gained admission 2009 in the University of Lagos, I come in with the ambition to come out with a first class. And I think my first CGPA in my year one is 4.3. And guess what? I finished final year, which is my 500 level, with 3.4. That means there is a turnover. That put me in this class of second class lower. And you know that we have over more than 1,000 universities in Nigeria. Also more than millions of people graduating in a year. But we don't have that millions of jobs out there in a year to accommodate those kind of people. I realized that this second class law has put me in a very tight spot of securing a job. Okay, cool. Then I now start doing a research. What is the principle of the academic environment? It's to train you, equip you of how to get a good job or how to get a job. That is the principle. But the real principle of the marketplace is what solution did you have that you have created that you can bring into an organization in the marketplace and have back-to-back value. And I realized that there is a particular skills that is so important that I need to have, that I have, which is creative thinking. And that is what will make us go into the training for today on creativity in sales and marketing. And we are going to start with this quote. The quote that says, necessity is the mother of invention. And invention is the product of creativity. While creativity is either from deep desperation or inspirational obsession. What am I trying to say? Two things can make you to be effectively creative. It's either you are desperate or something inspires you. And here at Adbond Harvest and Home, something inspires us to start thinking of how to create future space people can call home. And that was when I always say something that why can't my parents buy me a plot of land, and so that I will not be thinking while now that I'm old where to buy to start building. And that is the inspiration that comes from, wow, we need to just get this done. Even if it can't be done for me, I think the world or the people in Nigeria, people of Africa, we need to start thinking of how we can secure our own future space. And one more time, we said necessity is the mother of invention, and invention is the product of creativity, while creativity is either from deep desperation or inspirational obsession. Even if you start your own from desperation too, it doesn't matter, as long as the result is going to add value to people's life, and it's not to be at the detriment of those people, but to add back-to-back value to their life. So now, what is the definition of creativity? Creativity can be regarded as a level of individual mental capacity and strength to think differently for the improvement of already existing creation, or totally for a new thing. You can put creativity to improve something that is already existing, or you can put your creativity in developing something new. And here at Adbond, we have just innovated real estate that has already been in existence, to say Agro to home project development by helping people to secure their future space. That's the creative level that we have put into what we are doing here at Adbond Harvest and Homes. And what is the core major difference between sales? Because which angle are we seeing creativity from? We are seeing it from the angle of sales and marketing. Now, we want us to look at what is the major difference between sales and marketing. Sales is the ability to influence a prospect, and then for that prospect to become a paying customer. Influence. That's why when you heard word leaders, never allow your mind to cross to people at the political position. Leadership means influence, and influence means you have something of value you can share within a set of people, individual or group or community that can make their life different. And then what is marketing? Marketing is the act of prospecting for future attainable sales. You are not marketing to make sales immediately. Don't let us get these two things wrong. You are marketing because you want to prospect leads. You are marketing because you need to have total number of people you can be talking to time that can later convert to sale. And that is those people you have prospect, how you can now influence them. Influencing means things you can tell them about the product in 3 lines. First is they must love the product. And when we always use the word love at Adbond, something that can create solution to people's problem. They must trust you, and then you must have connection with them. And then the last one in influence is that telling them that people behind this organization are trustworthy, integrity, they execute in excellence, and they keep to their words. Those are the things that we have to understand from the difference between sales and marketing. And then we should not try to do both at the same time. We should pick, when we want to do prospecting, focus on marketing. I'm focusing on marketing for 2 weeks. And then when I focus on marketing for 2 weeks, you will have sufficient leads. And that sufficient leads, they are the people you are now going to be talking to in a way to influence them for the next maybe 2 weeks. And then see total number of people you can convert. And then this is something that you have to do back to back. You have to do it back to back. It's not something that you do today, you are tired tomorrow, I feel not to do it. There is no feeling. It's total commitment. Like I always say, it's total commitment. So what are the 9 steps to mental creativity? And this can be applicable to anything worthwhile. This is applicable to anything worthwhile. And the first is optimistic thinking only. Always optimistic thinking only. And what will optimistic thinking only do for you? It will always put your mind, your frequency in the aspect of how things can work, in the aspect of how things can make people's life better, in the aspect of how more money can come into an organization and how more money can come to you in return as well. Once you develop that optimistic thinking ability, and that is why here at Adbond, before you can join us at the physical seat right here, there is 2 books that we always recommend. Power of No Excuse by Brian Tracy, and also How to Win Friends and Influence People. If you can deal with yourself in procrastination and discipline yourself, and then you can understand that loving people and then building the right relationship is the real currency that you need to have to make a lot of difference in your life. You see how that's going to work. So number 2 is vulnerability and open-mindedness. I'm going to say this. Flexibility. You're trying to sell something to a client, and the client is telling you, this is what I want to buy. You don't have to force the client. See how you can help the client to get what they need. I guarantee you that when you help a client to get what they need, the client will in turn later need what you need as well. Because it's not always cool trying to divert the attention of the client off their own track. They still need your service. It's just like, take for example, you want to eat rice in this morning. Does that mean you let's say you eat the rice with maybe Coke, Fanta? Does that mean you're not going to need water in the afternoon if I want to force you to buy water? That doesn't mean that you're not going to need that water. Just as you don't need the water as at the immediate when I bring it to you, but you still need the water in the later on, which I can see always come back to you after when I've helped to secure what you actually need at the beginning. So let's help the client to get what they need, and then let's be flexible to listen to them. And that is what vulnerability and open-minded. And whenever they are also saying, trying to make your company feel so bad or horrible, no, be open, just listen to them, get what they are saying. Most especially when client is trying to compare your company with another company, feel free, just say good thing about the other company that they are comparing you with, and then just be you. be the back of your be at the back of your company, and then you realize that you will gain something by being vulnerable and open-minded. So the next one, which is number 3, we have to be effective in the interpretation, in listening and citing skills. We have to be effective in the interpretation of listening and citing skills. Take for example, a client actually asks you some questions, and then while asking you those questions, you started becoming irate, you started becoming defensive, you don't want to answer that question, you're trying to run away from that question. It's as a result of the way you can interpret what the client. And learn this, it's not everything you can answer. Don't become an island of everything. If, take for example, a client asks you one or two things and then you can't answer it, why not own it that, man, I don't have an answer for this, can I get back to my team or a superior person at our organization? I need to ask for the right response for this. And that makes the client respect you, that you're not just trying to do something I call guesswork, or you're trying to be I know it all. So learn to work based on that rule. Listen right. The one you can provide solution to, provide it. The one you can't provide to, come to somebody that is more higher than you and let them give you the right answers to the problem. And then whenever you also see things, try to interpret it well, because that is where optimism and vulnerability will help you to see well and listen well before you then take action with anything that you actually want to do. So the next one, which is number 4, focus on defined core area of interest. I think during last week we were able to share with ourselves right here in the office several areas that people should be looking towards in 21st century, and fintech is one of the core. Fintech will cancel all physical banking and then you'll be doing your transaction over your mobile app. Even if I can ask you, how many times have you visited the bank in the last 1 month? You realize that you have been running more with your app and your smartphone than even now. Most banks now have an online representative that can actually talk to you. You give them the problem you have and they solve the problem without going to the banking, and that will save them a lot of expenses and also save you a lot of time as well. So these are the things that we should look towards. Agriculture is another main thing, food is another main thing, entertainment is another main thing, education is another main thing. Take your time to focus on the area that seems to interest you. Don't try to do too many things. While doing too many things, reduce it to 3, reduce it to 2, till you can see the main one, and then stick to that main one. That is what this part is actually talking about. Align your love language to service or product based. And like I was saying, in our area of love language, we have 5. We have the physical touch, we have the quality time, words of affirmation, we have the act of service, and then receiving gifts. So now you have to realign your top 2 love language to either service or product based. And here at Adbond, you can sell land as a service based, while you can sell both land with ready-made pineapple as a product based. And also you can sell, by the time we started building our houses, you can start selling houses based on something you can physically see. And currently we have sealed a deal with Bezeli, that we have a collaboration partnership where we now have some homes at Agro coming up very soon, 35 million, 45 million, 60 million, even up to 70 million. Beautiful duplex semi-detached that people can now come and take a look at, and then they are available in mortgage within 12 months, where you can pay just 40%, 30% and 30% in every 6 months for 18 months, 12 months, even up to 24 months. So these are things that is coming up. So number 6, seek customers' feedback on service or product base or product rendered. If you want to grow, I think a colleague of mine did a training last week and he said something. feedback is something that will make your company get that. Your complaining customers that are angry, are the opportunity for your organization to continue growing. Once you listen to their complaints, their anger, and then you and your team can take time to work on them, you naturally realize that it will become a blessing to your organization. They are helping you to find your missing puzzle, your loopholes, and then they are helping you to patch things right. And that's from, I think the information was from Bill Gates. Number 7 says packaging and presentation. See, I don't know, I've been observing the way, if you buy common chocolates, the way they'll package it, before you get to the chocolates, you will have opened like 3 to 4 papers, depending on the time that you are buying. So the way you brand your things, the way you package your things, and the way you present it to people makes it command the right value that you want people to pay for that product or for that service. And that is here at Adbond, we cherish our customers so well that even the way we present them to the site, we don't just take them with unnecessary buses. We put them in an executive truck, which is something like Highlander, something like Pilot. Those are the kind of things we can use to commute our clients, and they must be commute sweatless. They must not be sweating going to site and coming back, because they are premium citizens. In our site, we see all the people that are buying our product as a premium citizen, and we're saying thank you for that. Number 8, branding and rebranding. Yeah, there's a need for this. And what brand does is brand help us to have people that will trust what we are doing. When they just see our name, they trust what you are doing. When they see the name, they remember what you are doing. And those are what branding and then rebranding, those are what it does. Branding helps help us to continue to be in the life of our customer. When Adbond said we want to become an household brand, we want to become a family household brand where we can make a lot of difference in people's life by touching them, and then they will just be talking about us within their family to family to family, and we become their preferred corporate organization when it comes to securing a future space to call home. So number 9, product and service packed life cycle. You'll be surprised that what is product and service packed life cycle again. There is something that we call, when you introduce the product will engage in something we call growth stage. The product will have a maturity stage, and naturally the product will have a decline stage. And these are metrics that you can observe. Why is it like iPhone 11 is not useful anymore? Why is the need for iPhone 12? It's because an organization is already intentional about killing the old. And killing the old is not just a thing of you just thought about it. It's a back-end research team. When you have your back-end research team that are working back to back on the corporate innovation, corporate creativity that can make that organization to continue to either redevelop something we have before to be better based on the feedback from customer, or bring in a brand new niche entirely that customers can fall in love with one more time. So, bonus, relationship building breeds referral. You know, here at Adbond, we don't just close sales, we open relationship. The moment you buy from us at Adbond, we don't just close the sales, we open relationship. And the relationship we open, we want to build something that we're going to be your preferred future space professionals from one location to another location, because we are taking you out of Nigeria and even make you own property in other African nations. So these are stuff that we are here at Adbond to do for you. So my recommendation is first thing, read minimum of 2 hours daily. Recommendation. To all the people on Zoom, please pay attention to this part. Read minimum of 2 hours daily, and then see reading like feeding. Do you know that if you don't feed in the morning, you feed in the afternoon? If you don't feed in the afternoon, you feed at night. Make sure that same thing does not go away from your reading as well. Read in the morning, or read in the afternoon, or read in the evening. Try to make sure that one does not pass you by, and make sure that it does not reduce less than 2 hours, but you can always keep increasing it. Then the next one is find time to play creative games such as chess, darts, and more, Rubik's Cube. These are games that can help you to have effective creative skills. And I'm going to say this last one. Learn a new creative skills time to time, such as playing of piano, playing of flute. And I know that there are more musical instruments. And then the last one, learn, if you are very good in art drawing, is another way to be so creative. Put your pen, ink, and paper. Be doing anything you want to do. They are effective skills for creativity. So, conclusion quote. The law of cause and effect states that you receive the equal effort injected into a desired goal as a reward. If you help us to chase customers out there, if you chase 2, you get the reward of 2. If you chase 400, you get the reward of 400. If you chase 20, you get the reward of 20. Let me shock you with 21st century. 21st century is an era whereby nobody is going to be chasing you. You have to be disciplined on your own. You have to be disciplined by yourself, because you're going to be doing a lot of more of work on your own. It's just like the way the university system works. When you come in, no lecturer that will be chasing you. And that is the way 21st century also look like. Total discipline, effective way to do what you need to do when nobody is watching you. And that is one of the most important qualities that you have to have. Thank you. So for all our team that are watching from Zoom, we want to say thank you so much for watching till the end. And then peradventure, if you have a question or a comment, kindly put it at the comment section below, while we attend to all the people right here on Zoom to ask us their own question. Thank you.